Netflix originals. They're either insanely good, like Stranger Things, and yes, contrary to popular belief, I actually really like Stranger Things. Like season one, two, three, four. I think they're all amazing. I know a lot of people only see season one of Stranger Things and they're like, oh my god, season one was amazing, everything else was mid. I just completely disagree. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, it's either completely amazing Netflix originals are either as good as Stranger Things or they're horrible, like the Death Note, anime live action adaptation, right? And so this new Netflix original came out. I want to say like 3 days ago or something like that, 4 days ago. It hasn't been long at all. Called Baby Reindeer. And I actually heard about this on TikTok. Some lady was like, this is why Baby Reindeer is like the best movie or show I've ever seen in my entire life. It's so epic and awesome. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll try it out. I'll watch it. I watched the first episode. I thought it was really cool. I didn't really know where it was going. And my God, I just finished it yesterday. It's only 7 episodes long. I don't think they're going to make a season 2. And my God, it is so good. It is so good. It's a really sad story. It's going to pull on your little heartstrings a bit. Probably, if any time you were to cry during watching the show, it would be the very end for sure. The very end, I got really close. I'm not going to lie. Like the very, very last frame, last end. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Like that was crazy. And I'm not going to go into spoiler territory in this video or anything. I'm just going to let you know my thoughts on it if you want to watch it yourself. It's a very uncomfortable movie. I don't want to say it's really graphic, but it paints a picture really well in your head. And it's really uncomfortable to watch. Episode 4, in particular, is very uncomfortable to watch. If you know, you know. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail. I'll let you know briefly what the show is about here. So I just looked this up on Google. It says Baby Reindeer is the story of a hapless young man. They're British in this show, by the way, so that's why the word hapless is in there. I think. I've never heard of that word in my life, so I'm imagining it's some British slang. Anyway, the story of one hapless young man getting cruelly stalked by a mentally ill woman, who it turns out has a history and criminal record for doing so. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist of the show. This guy's getting stalked, but it goes in such a completely different route at times. It's crazy. Like, this show is so good. And, I didn't even realize how good this show was. It was one of those shows where it was, like, so shocking I had to keep watching it. You know what I mean? Like, the first episode was okay. The second episode, I started getting into it. Third, into it. Fourth, I was like, my God, should I, like, stop watching this? Like, the fourth episode is, like, honestly, it's too much. The fourth episode is, like, fucking crazy. Like, it's a lot, man. I've never seen so much, like, imagery to like show this one theme so much in a TV show. I was like, holy shit, dude. I don't know if I want to. And what's crazy? I was on the phone with my mom and she was like, oh, what are y'all going to watch tonight? Me and my girlfriend watch TV every night when she gets home from her job, right? And my mom was on the phone with me and she was like, oh, what show are y'all going to watch tonight? I was like, oh, we're going to watch Baby Reindeer. We watched the first episode. It seemed interesting. And my mom was like, oh, yeah, I saw that on Netflix. I don't know anything about it, but I saw that on Netflix. It said it was like the #1 show on Netflix right now. She was like, is it good? Do y'all like it? I was like, oh, yeah, the first episode is really good. I can't imagine my mom watching episode 4 of that show. It is really crazy. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and lay out a little bit of it. It's a story mainly, it's a story about this guy getting stalked, but it's mainly about, like, the abuse that this guy has gone through in his past. And what's really cool about this show, too, is that yes, everybody is acting, but it's based on this guy's life. Actually, the main character in this show, it's about his life. So it's in some way like, what's it called? Autobiography? Is that what it's called when it's like a story about yourself? And that's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a show do that where they basically play out somebody's life, like kind of like the Wolf of Wall Street, right? Except the person that the life is about is actually playing themselves on the show, which is kind of crazy because they're reliving their trauma. They're reliving like this abuse that I would imagine is not easy to do. Because the story, while it's not like a one-to-one, right? Like in the show, his stalker is like this big overweight woman, right? I think in real life, at least from what I read, what he wanted the show to be similar, have the similar theme, but he wanted the character in the show that plays a stalker to not look like his actual stalker and fear that she would get like harassed, I guess, or something like that. But I think people already figured out who his stalker is. She was all upset about it. She was claiming to sue him or threatening to sue him, all that sorts of shit. But I thought it was really unique. I've never seen a show before, like I said, talk about somebody else's life, and the person whose life is about is actually the main character. And it's really cool, dude. This show is really good at storytelling. I mean, I don't know exactly what parts of this story are 100% true. I don't know some that are fabricated, stretched a little bit. But the storytelling in general is so fucking good. It is really good. And I didn't realize how good the show was until the very end. And I don't think a lot of people realize how insanely good the show is until the very end, how everything gets wrapped up neatly. It's so good. There's so much I want to talk about in this video about, the stalker character and his character and, villains and heroes and this sort of aspect. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to spoil anything. If you want to check out the show, I really recommend it. It's really uncomfortable, but it's a really good show. Baby Reindeer on Netflix, really good, highly recommend. Only 7 episodes, and what's really cool too is the episodes aren't even long. The episodes are like 30 minutes. I think one of the episodes is 28 minutes. Like it's crazy short. Typically an episode for a TV show is like an hour long, 50 minutes long, something like that. And this show is pretty short, only 7 episodes, and it's really good, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, how good this show was. What would I rate it overall? Ah, man, Baby Reindeer, what would I rate it? It's really interesting to me because typically when I watch TV shows, I normally don't watch like drama shows like this. I normally watch like some crazy murderer show, which is kind of what I thought this show would be because they say it's about a stalker. It's way more than that. And so, I was thinking like, oh man, it's going to be about a stalker. She's probably going to go crazy and kill people. I'm not going to spoil it, but it just really shocked me. Ah, man, for what it was, this is probably, I don't know what they could have done better. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what they could have done better. Because it was played out so well. The imagery was really well done. You understood exactly what happened, and you really felt sorry for the guy. You felt sorry for everyone in this situation, honestly. But I honestly want to rate it a 10. I feel like a 10 is kind of crazy. Because I'm thinking, like, what could they have done better? I don't know what they could have done better, but yeah, I'll probably rate it like a 9.5, damn near a 10. It is really good for what it's trying to be. I don't think there's going to be a season 2. That's what I can really appreciate about shows. Any show that's like, all right, we're doing season 1, then season 2, then season 3, then season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's just milking it for money, and this show could have easily made a ton of fucking money. But he's like, nope, I'm just going to tell my life in one season, just 7 episodes, and leave it there. I think that's really admirable, and I really appreciate when creators of TV shows do that sort of thing. So yeah, that's it. I'd probably rate this, like I said, 9.5, damn near a 10. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Thanks, y'all, for watching. I appreciate y'all, and peace.